With us now is OmidDjalili. Omid, how are you?
What time do you call this? I've been waiting in the waiting room. I've been in the green room and by the way, the green room is my own house. So if I have a go,
That's your house.
It's my own house.
I thought because we've been debating whether you're auditioning for Strictly and whether you've actually got a dance studio. You know that.
Well, you look like you're in a care home, and any minute they're going to say, Mark, you need to take your medication, go back to your room with the body of Lenin.
Well, you look like you've been locked in an IKEA storeroom.
It does look. I've been on so late. My family made me go upstairs. I'm in the attic because I was waiting. So they're all in bed now.
Listen, they've let you go in the attic. They've sent you to the attic. You think you're coming down tomorrow? You're not coming out of there. That's where you're staying from now on.
I love this. It's meant to be Christmas. You put all the music. You think all the muzzies go on about nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. I love that.
Well, it's because all the muzzies didn't get back to me in time. The Jews and the Christians, they were in there like that.
Me and Imran, we have to change our agent. Both of us are represented by Abu Hamza al-Masri. Now, I'm extradited to America. I can't do much for you guys.
Do you realise you've now just got me reported to the prevent strategy? You do realise that?
It's great to be here. I don't want to keep him too long, but thank you. And by the way, the older you get, Mark, I don't know if anyone knows, you're looking more and more like this is like, it'll be all right on the night with Dennis Norden. That's what you're looking like now.
Are you one of those people?
That's it. I knew you'd run with it. Well done.
Well, maybe I'll get some gigs. I'm very happy to present clip shows.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're all here because of you. And there's always, if people don't know, Mark Thomas has done a number on all of us, because what he used to do is come up to us in the Comedy Store, come really close and said, I need you for a benefit night. We need you. And we all feel so guilty. We'd have to do a benefit. So we're all here because he's pressurized us. He's pressurized, and I love him so much. It's 20 to 1 in the morning. 20 to 1.
It's 20 to 1. Of course it's 20, but it's a benefit and it's going to overrun. That's how it works.
That's brilliant. I love the spirit. It's fantastic.
I mean, when have we ever done a show that stuck to time? I mean, seriously.
Never. Ever.
And so I want to thank you for being part of that clock shifting. So listen, tell me your songs, my darling man.
Well, the first song, I was thinking about this a lot because I was going to pick Cliff Richard's song, the Millennium song where he sings the Lord's Prayer to Auld Lang Syne. But at the same year, I'd actually released my Christmas song, which was singing some of the verses of the Quran to Black Lace's Agadoo. And I felt that was a bit of a clash. And it was something that
I felt that he actually was very much guilty of plagiarism on that point.
Totally, and it's unbelievable. I mean, if I did a Quranic version of that to Agadoo, it would be unbelievable. Ya Allah klak, ya Subhan, ya Wallah la mish mumkin. It would be ridiculous. So I was going to do that, and then I thought.
Can I just say, I've the great singer Firuz.
Firuz, yes, of course.
Yeah. Who is the Arab, and she's stunning, and that.
That's amazing. They're also beautiful. All those singers.
She did Christmas carols. She's got an album of Christmas carols,
wow,
which are quite the most divine thing.
Well, this is a man who eats camel now. You're eating camel. I love that. Camel burgers. I saw that with Badil. How did that happen? Why are you eating camel? This is ridiculous.
I kind of like traditions, but I also think we ought to invent our own ones. So, but also it's because I was vegetarian for years, and because I ended up in the Algerian desert in the Polisario refugee camps, which are the people of Western Sahara who were invaded by Morocco in 1974 and fled. There's 250,000 people who still live in refugee camps in the Algerian desert. And years ago, I was making some programs and stuff about it, and I was out in the desert, and we're staying with refugees, so we're staying in people's tents, and there's like 250,000 people. It's a city of refugees in a desert. Do you know what I mean? And because they had guests, they got given the best food that they were going to get all year to look after us, because we were visitors, and they got given camel meat.
Wow.
And they served up these camel kebabs, and the kids had been shooed away, right? The kids had you know that you can feel that international language of kid going, yeah, and the mum going, wait till I guests. And I realized that I couldn't reject this. I couldn't say no. I'd been a vegetarian for 19 years.
And how did it taste? Was it nice?
It was delicious.
Wow. Which part of the camel is it?
It wasn't the hump. The hump is considered a delicacy, because it is the fattier part of the animal. So I think I've got flanks.
What's that?
The leg,
Oh, wow.
Bits of leg. I've got a leg of camel. You know, as soon as I say it, it sounds slightly more Del Boy than I envisaged it. I envisaged this kind of like exotic thing, but also because I think, you know, because I think it's nice to try different things.
Well, it's fantastic, fantastic, and that's why I'm doing this, because even thinking about a song, a Christmas song, I'll tell you what it is actually, because it's the Christa Berg song, which is a spaceman came traveling. This is actually Ipswich. I'm living in Suffolk right now, in Ipswich, because I have so little money. I have a daytime quiz show, and I've just been told we got a second series. So I've got so little money now. I'm going to be moving to Lowestoft, and basically that's how bad my life has got. I've left London.
Mate, you can't move to Lowestoft. My uncle and aunts come from Lowestoft. Seriously, you know what it's like. There's a place where the poshest car in the street is going to be the hearse. You know what that place is like.
Going that way. But I tell you this, I mean, around Ipswich, I kept hearing this song by Christa, you know, la, 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 la. And I kind of recognized it because I thought it was one of those cool 60s songs. Like, do you remember that song, In the Year 2525? And it goes up an octave, in the year 3535. And it was by these one-hit wonders who to this day are the only people, both sides of the Atlantic, who've only had one hit. It went to #1 during the moon landing. And it was about how in the future, mankind, by the year 3535, there's no use for your teeth. By the time 55, that we have test tube babies and marriage is obsolete. By the year 75, the second coming has already happened. By the year 10,000, mankind is extinct. So it was one of those kind of spiritual, futuristic songs. And I thought that was the same with this. Then I found it's Christa Berg. It's a Christa Berg song, which put me off because he's ruined women in red dresses forever. Like that used to be sexy, like Lady in Red. And now when you see a woman in a red dress, you think, this is Christa Berg.
It's also Fergie's favourite song.
Yeah, I know. You just think it. But then when you look at the lyrics to what he's talking about, it's about a spaceman arriving in Bethlehem when Jesus is born. And what they see is what they think is the angel Gabriel, but it's actually a spaceman saying, this is the interesting bit, it's a spaceman saying, we bring you a message of peace, of goodwill, and in 2,000 years' time, he will come back. Now, it's very interesting to me because you've got all these atheists on this thing, and I'm the only one who believes in Jesus. I don't know if you know this, Mark, I'm a Baha'i.
I do know that.
Yeah, I'm a Baha'i, and the Baha'is believe that all the religions are different chapters of the same book. So Jesus is definitely what you call, we can't even call it God. It's an unknowable essence, has sent down all these prophets all around the world. They're all interconnected. But one day one will come that will unite the whole world. And the Baha'is believe that that is their prophet, Baha'u'llah, which means the glory of God. And it's just what Jesus says, I shall come in the glory of the Father. So then I put the brakes on this song because I thought, I was going to tell you, this song is a piece of shit. I can't stand it. But then I thought, wow, he's actually read Christa Berg, some kind of Eric von Daniken book, and he thinks it's like some kind of spaceman thing. But actually, it could well be that we are all interconnected with some, different species. And actually, we are all one, not just in the world, but intergalactically. So I would love everyone to listen to this song themselves and judge for yourselves. Either it's a piece of shit or it's a bit of genius. I kind of feel it's Christa Berg and it's a piece of shit, but it also clicks in with a lot of my belief systems. So that's the first song, Christa Berg.
You are one of the loveliest men ever. Here we are. Now,
back, baby.
What did you think then? Piece of shit or genius?
I don't know. It's whatever you say. It does have a catchy tune, and I think because he was influenced by Eric von Daniken, and I'm not a huge Eric von Daniken fan, I would say leave it. But he's onto something. That's all I'll say about it.
Do you know, I always remember picking up those Eric von Daniken books in second-hand shops and going, "Oh,
Everyone
this no."
Everyone had them.
You know, look, something. Puritan. No.
It's always next to Dianetics as well. The whole Scientology thing as well.
Okay, second song.
Second song. Now you had the wonderful Barb Younger on, and she was trying to do "In the Bleak Midwinter," but I think you played some kind of drinking song instead of it.
I know. I'm sorry about that. Chris is going to be disciplined tomorrow over this. The techno elf.
I do apologise.
That's my next choice. In the Bleak Midwinter, only because we are now in a bleak midwinter. Barb said all the right things about the song, which was wonderful. Snow upon snow. It's moving lyrics, but it's also it's connected to what you're doing tonight, Mark, which I think is excellent. Even though in the bleak midwinter, there's COVID. We're all locked down. We can't. Christmas is cancelled. But there are people like you. I'd like to stand up for our community, which is the comedy community. People like you are putting this on. We're joy givers, and you'll never stop us. And if you look all around us, Bill Bailey won Strictly Come Dancing, and I'm not sure if everyone watched him, but he was absolutely joyous, and he tried to be a dancer. He didn't want to be the comedy fall guy. He tried to be a great dancer, and he won that on merit through artistic taste, through great movement. He became a dancer, and he was actually crying at the end, saying to Oti, "You saw something in me that I didn't think I had." It was this joy, and he's become like a young man. He's lost weight. So we have to say thank you to the comedians, and also we're on the verge of having another comedy Christmas #1, which I'm sure you all know, Cunt and the Gang with the K. I'd never heard of them. So I went online to see their song, and it's a very abusive song about Boris Johnson, but I just put in...
There is no other kind of song about him. You know that, don't you? You can't have a song in praise of Boris Johnson. It's actually physically impossible. It's against the laws of physics.
But to be repeating obscenities about him, it could be the Christmas... It's only a 56-second song. But the amazing thing about that, Mark, is that I Googled it, and I put in Cunt and the Gang Christmas. And you know what I got? I got a picture of you in a Santa hat. And I don't know how that happened. I don't know how that happened. But my final choice, I'll say goodbye. My final choice.
Can I just say that was beautifully played?
Beautifully set up. Thank you.
Oh, mate, I was just
in the bleak midwinter to say thank you to people like you and all comedians and all the people who continue to do gigs. I've been doing gigs where the whole audience have to wear visors, and it looks like it's a welding and soldering conference. I've done drive-in gigs where people have got out the car and they've attached a hose pipe to the exhaust and fed it through the window and then shut the door. I mean, they've been doing suicide gags, and actually this is what keeps us going, and this is what keeps is the joy givers. So keep doing what you're doing, Mark.
You're a gorgeous human being. So let's play your second song, In the Bleak Midwinter. Happy Christmas, my lovely man.
Christmas, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye. Cheers.